Hello, thank you for joining me in my exploration of A Course in Miracles. We are at the moment reading from chapter 20. We'll resume where we left off. I think we're in section 5. We will practice a lesson together, lesson 36 today, and then we will look over a principle of miracles. I think we're reviewing principle number 4. And so to that, I'll go ahead and share my screen. And clicking on Read A Course in Miracles, clicking on the text, scrolling down in the table of contents to chapter 20, which is the vision of holiness. And yeah, we're in section 5, Heralds of Eternity. All right, so let's begin. Paragraph 1. In this world, God's Son comes closest to himself in a holy relationship. There he begins to find the certainty his Father has in him, and there he finds his function of restoring his Father's laws to what was held outside them and finding what was lost. Only in time can anything be lost, and never lost forever. So do the parts of God's Son gradually join in time, and with each joining is the end of time brought nearer. Each miracle of joining is a mighty herald of eternity. No one who has a single purpose, unified and sure, can be afraid. No one who shares his purpose with him cannot be one with him. Okay, I love how it starts with, in this world, God's Son comes closest to himself in a holy relationship. Here is the paradox. We cannot do it alone, this is saying. It's saying that when we can nurture the conditions of a holy relationship with one another, then that's how we can truly know our relationship with the divine. It's like they have to exist side by side. What that looks like, what a holy relationship looks like, is one of 100% acceptance. It's unconditional love, it's connection, it's without guilt, without fear, without manipulation, without wanting anything, without needing anything, just is. And so then the paragraph goes on to say, there he begins to find the certainty his Father has in him. So if we can nurture this here in our relationships with one another, then we can start to intuit, we can start to get a sense of, and perhaps be energetically open to the relationship our Father has with us. But I can see how this instruction is engaging our little will to make a commitment to nurture the conditions for a holy relationship with one another. And then it says, and there he finds his function of restoring his Father's laws to what was held outside them and finding what was lost. And so again, the starting point in this paragraph is in this world. And so we're finding that our function is to restore our Father's laws here, and it's through the holy relationship. And so what are the Father's laws? The Father's laws are eternal. The Father's laws are unconditional love and connection. The Father's laws are that an idea, which is what we are, can never leave its source. And so let's nurture good ideas, godly ideas, holy ideas to make manifest in this time-space reality now. Then the paragraph talks about time. Only in time can anything be lost, and never lost forever. What's great about that is because time can't be forever. Time is the separating bridge between our eternal nature and the truth of our original essence, which is eternal, and the experience that we're having here through the illusion of separation through our five physical senses being navigated by what we call the ego, and what the Course in Miracles calls the ego. And so then it's saying, but so do the parts of God's Son gradually join in time. And with each joining, with each connection, is a mighty herald of eternity. Because within the context of a holy relationship, when we are truly without judgment, it means that we haven't hijacked time. We haven't hijacked memory, or let me say that judgment hasn't hijacked memory to make another wrong, or to make an experience that was had in the past wrong. So when we keep nurturing the holy relationship, which is unconditional love, connection, equanimity, when we nurture that, then what it's saying is that each miracle of joining is a mighty herald of eternity, but time is being used. Then it says, no one who has a single purpose, unified and sure, can be afraid. Okay, so great. So who would we be? Being ourselves in the world without fear. And then finally, no one who shares his purpose with him, which is God's purpose. I'm not sure who the his and the him are in this case, but let's say it's the his and the him within the context of a holy relationship. So no one who shares his purpose with him, which is to bring our Father's laws into this time-space reality, cannot be one with him. So that also describes the agreement, I guess, of a holy relationship, which is that there's a shared purpose. And the shared purpose is to bring our Father's laws here to, let me extrapolate, to bring heaven on earth. All right, so let's now go to paragraph 2. So I'm just going to go back to share the screen. Okay, so each herald of eternity sings of the end of sin and fear. Each speaks in time of what is far beyond it. Two voices raised together call to the hearts of everyone to let them beat as one. And in that single heartbeat is the unity of love proclaimed and given welcome. Peace to your holy relationship, which has the power to hold the unity of the Son of God together. You give to your brother for everyone, and in your gift is everyone made glad. Forget not who has given you the gifts you give, and through your not forgetting this, will you remember who gave the gifts to him to give to you? The Course is helpful because it provides us with capitalization when it's referring to Christ or referring to our Holy Father. So this is a beautiful paragraph, that the topic seems to be the nurturance of the holy relationship. When two voices raised together, call to the hearts of everyone to let them beat as one. It's calling to the oneness, which is one of our Father's laws through the eternal. So it's waking us up. If we're really listening to the words, if we're really going into the meaning of what this means for us, it's awesome. It should be moving. And so we're being invited here, forget not who has given you the gifts you give. And through your not forgetting this, will you remember who gave the gifts to him to give to you? So we're being reminded here that as we commit to nurturing the conditions for a holy relationship with one another, it's not impossible because it's been bestowed upon us first. We're not disconnected from it. They're given to us already. And the Course has taught us over and over that we can only give what we've already received. And that flips us back to paragraph 1, where nothing can be lost. Only in time can something be lost. But what I like about that too is that it means that we are not lost. And for a lot of people, for a lot of people, they have this feeling state inside of them. It seems to be a program of the ego where they feel lost. They feel like they're not home, that they don't belong. And so they're right. They don't belong in the illusion of separation that begets fear, that begets attack and violence, sickness, unhappiness, a lack of worthiness, a misunderstanding of our function and who we are. All right, so let's continue with paragraph 3. It is impossible to overestimate your brother's value. Only the ego does this, but all it means is that it wants the other for itself and therefore values him too little. What is inestimable clearly cannot be evaluated. Do you recognize the fear that rises from the meaningless attempt to judge what lies so far beyond your judgment you cannot even see it? Judge not what is invisible to you, or you will never see it, but wait in patience for its coming. It will be given you to see your brother's worth when all you want for him is peace, and what you want for him you will receive. Okay, so all we'll say from here is that let's just position our minds that on this day, as we're going through this text together, that your commitment for this day, maybe this week, is that what you're wanting for your brothers and sisters, one another, the people that you meet, the people that you love and know, your inner circle, your outer circle, what would it be like to be in your day and only want peace for them? No matter what, no matter how they're showing up, no matter the thoughts that they're believing at the time, and therefore the way that they're behaving, the attitudes that they're imparting. What if in the face of everything, no matter what, no matter how they're showing up, that your wish for them is for peace? Practice that for a day. Practice that for this day. Practice that for the rest of this week. Make a commitment to that, your spiritual practice. Okay, so let's go back. Paragraph 4. How can you estimate the worth of him who offers peace to you? What would you want except his offering? His worth has been established by his Father, and you will recognize it as you receive his Father's gift through him. What is in him will shine so brightly in your grateful vision that you will merely love him and be glad. You will not think to judge him, for who would see the face of Christ and yet insist that judgment still has meaning? For this insistence is of those who do not see. Vision or judgment is your choice, but never both of these. It's so good. It's so good. Okay, so let's see. So this is helping us realize that we are the cause. When we extend only goodwill to our brothers and sisters, their original light, their original essence feels recognized and will start to shine in response. And as their inner magnificence, their unique true magnificence, through your wish, your blessing of wishing only peace and love for them, through that it is returned to you and you realize your own magnificence. And it's through this that we bring heaven to earth. The title of this section is Heralds of Eternity. Yeah, so this is the song, this is the tune. So what I like about this paragraph is that it's turned it around. So how can you estimate the worth of him who offers peace to you? So they just flipped it, that it's now your brother, it's now your sister who's offering peace to you. And so now it's asking you to consider, so if it was you who was receiving this blessing of peace, what would you want except his offering? His worth has been established by his Father, right? So our worth, their magnificence has already been established. It's only our job to see it. And the way that we're being taught how to see it is just by wishing peace for them. What is in him will shine so brightly in your grateful vision that you will merely love him and be glad. And so then it's done. We have brought heaven on earth. We have now been able to elevate the consciousness and the vibration of humanity to, like I said, bring heaven to earth. It's magnificent, but it's giving us accountability. It's showing us that we are responsible. We are the ones that either bring love or peace into a relationship. We're the ones that make the relationship holy. So let's continue with paragraph 5. Okay, your brother's body is as little use to you as it is to him. When it is used only as the Holy Spirit teaches, it has no function. For minds need not the body to communicate. The sight that sees the body has no use which serves the purpose of a holy relationship. And while you look upon your brother thus, the means and end have not been brought in line. Why should it take so many holy instants to let this be accomplished when one would do? There is but one. The little breath of eternity that runs through time like golden light is all the same. Nothing before it, nothing afterwards. Gosh. There's a practice that I do in the context of working with people one-on-one, sometimes in my classes also, but the practice is that think of somebody for whom you have a grievance around, someone for whom it's not easy for you to love, that you have resistance around. So bring somebody like that in your world to mind. It could be somebody that you know personally. It could just be somebody who you see through the socials, a public figure, doesn't really matter. But imagine in your mind, and you can do it with your eyes open, but oftentimes I'll create the conditions for it to be more like a meditation. But we can do it now. Just start by imagining a room, a comfortable room, or being outside in a park. And I want you to imagine that the person that you're thinking of enters the scene. And as you're watching them enter the scene, in your mind's eye, I want you to practice seeing them for the very first time, as if you've never seen them before. And so what that would require is as if a fairy godmother had come along and bopped you on the head with her magic wand and had given you amnesia when it comes to this person. So the fairy godmother with her magic wand has come along and bopped you on the head and has given you amnesia when it comes to this person. And so in your mind's eye, in this neutral scene, you're seeing them enter the scene. And as you let your mind's eye gaze upon them using your imagination, using the gift of memory, which is basically what imagination is, but outside of a timestamp, imagine seeing them as if you had never seen them before, as if meeting them for the first time. And your sole job is to just observe, the clothes that they're wearing, how they're wearing their clothes, the way that they're moving quickly or slowly, smoothly or hesitantly. Notice the way that they're wearing their hair. Notice the expression on their face, the look in their eye, and just practice observing. The second stage to this practice is just simply dropping down into your own heart center. And it's exactly the practice of this section, which is to now send from your heart a wish of goodwill. So you could see that as an energy just flowing from your heart into their heart. It could be the energy of just love, or it could be the energy of just simply an acknowledgement that we are sharing this experience at the same time. We're walking the earth at the same time, and that's enough to be amazing. That's enough to be miraculous. And just see that light flowing from your heart into their heart. And then in time, See that energy being returned, that goodwill, those good wishes coming back. It's exactly what this paragraph is about. It's exactly what this section is about. And so I love the Ho'oponopono prayer. I love that practice. And so then in your mind, without any kind of story, you're just simply saying, I love you. Sometimes I jumble it around, so forgive me if I'm not, but it makes sense to me this way. I love you. I'm sorry. Now, I'm sorry for the thoughts I've been believing about you. I'm sorry for not seeing you as God sees you. I'm sorry for not seeing your innocence. And so forgive me for that. But I'm striving to remember it now. I'm doing my best. And then thank you. And if you want to bookend it with an I love you, it's always great. That's always amazing. And so then when you feel complete with that, you can just simply watch them go, leave the scene. And then for our part, you can just gently bring your attention back to your body and your own heart beating. If you like to finish the practice, you could just lay your hands over your heart and just connect with your own heart, connecting with your own magnificence, your own innocence, just wishing peace for yourself, unconditional love for yourself, offering yourself up to be an instrument of divine grace in any given moment. Okay, so I'm just going to come back to the paragraph, take a look. The paragraph asks us, why should it take so many holy instants to let this be accomplished? And it says, there is but one holy instant. So it does seem to be that we have these little enlightenments, right? Part by part, like peeling an onion. But we're being reminded that there is but one. So once you see that that innocence is the answer, that peace is the answer, that this teaching is the answer, then now our little will is primed to be connected and become with God's will, that our function is entirely an extension of his function, that our function is entirely an extension of God's function. Let's go back to sharing the screen for paragraph 6. You look upon each holy instant as a different point in time. It never changes. All that it ever held or will ever hold is here right now. The past takes nothing from it, and the future will add no more. Here, then, is everything. Here is the loveliness of your relationship, with means and end in perfect harmony already. Here is the perfect faith that you will one day offer to your brother already offered you. And here the limitless forgiveness you will give him already given. The face of Christ you yet will look upon already seen. Okay, so let's continue to paragraph 7. Can you evaluate the giver of a gift like this? Would you exchange this gift for any other? This gift returns the laws of God to your remembrance. And merely by remembering him, the laws that held you prisoner to pain and death must be forgotten. This is no gift your brother's body offers you. The veil that hides the gift hides him as well. He is the gift, and yet he knows it not. No more do you. And yet have faith that he who sees the gift in you and your brother will offer and receive it for you both. And through his vision will you see it, and through his understanding recognize it and love it as your own. That's right. So this is reminding me again about the comment of the bodies. So it's asking us to see beyond the body to their innocence, to their purity, and to their divine function so that we can see our own. Let me go back to sharing the screen. Okay, so let's continue for the last paragraph, paragraph 8. Be comforted and feel the Holy Spirit watching over you in love and perfect confidence in what he sees. He knows the Son of God and he shares his Father's certainty The universe rests in his gentle hands in safety and in peace. Let us consider now what he must learn to share his Father's confidence in him. What is he that the creator of the universe should offer it to him and know it rests in safety? He looks upon himself not as his Father knows him, and yet it is impossible the confidence of God should be misplaced. Here we can just finish up with tapping into God's perspective, understanding, and definition of what confidence is. And so let me offer this to you, that I'm asking that you remember the true, original perspective, understanding, and definition of confidence that is held intact in the mind of God, and that every aspect of your being aligns with that original perspective, understanding, and definition, and that your perspective and understanding and definition becomes the same. And so with that confidence, how does that feel to be yourself, to be navigating this life with your holy function for the day, which is just simply offer your brothers and sisters the blessing of peace, to be an example, to be committed to nurturing a holy relationship with each and every one. There's such a freedom in that. When we take our people off the hook for fulfilling our needs, then we are both free. It is our job to meet our own needs, to recognize our own worthiness, to fill ourselves up with the eternal, with the laws of God. So just another reminder for what this section has been referring to. We've been actually subtly making a contrast between God's laws and the laws that were made in time, which is the ego's laws. So it's not going into specifics, but we're being reminded of that in this section as well. Okay, so let's go back to our workbook for today's lesson. We are at lesson 36. And I'll have the narrator read it for us, starting now.
Lesson 36. My holiness envelops everything I see. Today's idea extends the idea for yesterday from the perceiver to the perceived. You are holy because your mind is part of God's. And because you are holy, your sight must be holy as well. Sinless means without sin. You cannot be without sin a little. You are sinless or not. If your mind is part of God's, you must be sinless, or a part of His mind would be sinful. Your sight is related to His holiness, not to your ego, and therefore not to your body. 4 3 to 5 minute practice periods are required for today. Try to distribute them fairly evenly and make the shorter applications frequently to protect your protection throughout the day. The longer practice periods should take this form. First, close your eyes and repeat the idea for today several times slowly. Then open your eyes and look quite slowly about you, applying the idea specifically to whatever you note in your casual survey. Say, for example, my holiness envelops that rug. My holiness envelops that wall. My holiness envelops these fingers. My holiness envelops that chair. My holiness envelops that body. My holiness envelops this pen. Several times during these practice periods, close your eyes and repeat the idea to yourself. Then open your eyes and continue as before. For the shorter exercise periods, close your eyes and repeat the idea. Look about you as you repeat it again and conclude with one more repetition with your eyes closed. All applications should, of course, be made quite slowly, as effortlessly and unhurriedly as possible.
Okay, so you're going to set a timer. You're being invited to practice the idea for today's lesson. My holiness envelops everything I see, for 4 3 to 5 minute practice periods. So set a timer for 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes. Today, let's practice for 5 minutes. So for the longest practice period, we will close our eyes, repeat the idea for today. My holiness envelops everything I see. For our practice together, we'll close our eyes, repeating the idea, which is my holiness envelops everything I see. And then opening our eyes, looking about slowly, applying the idea specifically to whatever we note as we look around. So for example, as he said, my holiness envelops that rug. My holiness envelops that wall, and so on. Then during the practice period, you can at any time close your eyes again and repeat the idea to yourself. My holiness envelops everything I see. And then open them again. So eyes closed, eyes open, eyes closed, eyes open. All right, so that's going to be our practice. So as I prepare the timer, as usual, just start to bring your attention to your body. Feel what it is to be here. Perhaps bring your attention to your own heart beating, the experience of the breath as it is, and just allowing the fullness of your day or your morning, the busyness just to fade into the background like a mist or a dust. Just allow the future to take care of itself, and just bring your attention home here to what's actually happening. And what's actually happening is that you are safe, you are unconditionally loved and supported, everything's taken care of, and that you're wanted, that everything that's here is conspiring for you to be here. I'm going to go and share the screen again so that you can see the language. So just remembering the idea is my holiness envelops everything I see, but I want to give you the language for the practice with your eyes open. Okay, so I'm just going to share the screen again so that you can see the language. Okay, so when you're ready, just let your eyelids rest over your eyes. Let a feeling of ease wash over you. I'm going to go ahead and start the timer now. Saying to yourself, my holiness envelops everything I see. And then when you're ready, you can open your eyes, let your gaze be soft, and just start looking around. And whatever your gaze lands upon, include that in your thought. My holiness envelops that, and say the object. Looking around the room, looking around the environment. My holiness envelops that lamp. slowly, unhurriedly, luxuriously. And at any time, you can let your eyelids rest once again over your eyes, repeating the idea to yourself, which is, my holiness envelops everything I see. And then opening the eyes again, looking around at your environment, including certain objects in the idea. My holiness envelops that plant. You can close your eyes again, repeating the idea. My holiness envelops everything I see. And then opening them again to apply the idea to whatever your eyes land on. So that is the timer. And so with the shorter practice periods, repeating the idea with eyes closed, my holiness envelops everything I see. Opening your eyes, my holiness envelops everything I see. And then closing the eyes again, my holiness envelops everything I see. So it sounds like the 3 to 5 minute practice periods are done throughout the day. So it could be in the morning, one before lunch, one mid-afternoon, and then one practice period after dinner or before bed or something like that. And then these mini practice periods throughout the day. All right, fantastic. So I'm going to go back to share the screen again for our principle of miracles. We're going back to the text. We go to the introduction, which is the meaning of miracles or the principles of miracles. And what I often say is, if it moves you, take a screenshot of the principle so you can use this as a point of contemplation throughout the day as well, or as needed. So we are at number 4. All miracles mean life, and God is the giver of life. His voice will direct you very specifically. You will be told all you need to know. This is a very powerful principle because it's inviting us to have a direct conversation with God and to seek to hear his voice, and to also remind us that it's possible. And so why aren't we doing it? Why isn't it a matter of course that we enter into a dialogue with God? This principle is also reminding us that life is a miracle in and of itself. And so when we put our minds to life as it is, life as nature, life as ourselves, life as one another, life as our own heart beating, it is a pathway to presence. It's a direct portal. It's a direct entry point to presence, which is why the Eastern arts have meditation as their primary method, as their primary practice. Okay, fantastic. Thank you again for joining with me. I love exploring the Course in Miracles together. So thank you for being a soul companion in this journey. And so I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.